Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Movie Review 30. This one being Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Wait a minute, I thought it was Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
It's Shang-Chi.
No, Shang-Chi.
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 Shang.
Enough.
Oh, alright.
Alright.
Enough.
Okay.
This year's Light Post
Films.
Dean and Big John Well production for the second time.
Alright, and the story is the titular protagonist is has been contacted by his sister because his distant father, the Mandarin, known infamously in the comics, is after his daughter, who is Shang-Chi's sister, and several other moments ensue along the way.
Yes.
So, and now you're wondering, what do we thought of the movie? Well, I thought it actually kicked ass.
It was pretty fun.
I would agree on that. It was a pretty a good darn movie to see.
And one thing we liked about it, what we loved about it is that it's pretty self-contained. It's like you don't really have to see the previous Marvel movies to understand what's going on.
Well, self-contained, but at the same time not. Given there is some post-credit scenes that will foreshadow something probably big. I can't confirm this because I don't know what other movies are coming out after Spider-Man Far From Home.
Or No Way Home. Oh wait, that's not out.
No Way Home. That's what I meant.
And this is going to be a spoiler review.
So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, turn away and click to a new tab, then see the movie, then come back.
And for those who have seen the movie already, welcome. So
who wants to start? Age before beauty.
Why does it always have to be me every time? I mean, seriously.
Because you're the oldest, Mr. Patton.
Come on, Dean, you know better than I.
Alright, so it starts off in ancient
China,
where the Mandarin starts his attack on some castle, and
it's basically monologuing how he rose to power.
And it's told through Chinese language with subtitles.
Well, we don't know what form of Chinese it is, so if anyone can please correct us in the comments. Given there are some forms of the infamous language, please feel free to comment below. We'd love to hear it.
So he's been conquering land after land after land, and
after obtaining the legendary 10 rings, but rather than having them worn on your fingers, it's worn on his wrists.
Yeah, which I think that's a really good change. And
yeah,
then
it's a good one at that.
Later on, he would meet the woman in his life.
Well, basically, they would find a woman who would later be his wife and the mother of his two kids. Shang-Chi and, I can't remember his sister's name.
We'll just call it...
Yeah, just tell us in the comments, please.
I think it was...
We'll just call it the sister because we don't want to be offensive.
Yeah, so...
So, John, you up for this one?
Yeah. So, later in the part of the movie, they acted. His name was Sean in this part.
So yeah, and then years later, it comes to him in present day
as Shang. As John mentioned, under the guise of Sean, and with a friend, Katie.
Yeah, Katie, who is played by Aquafina.
I don't know who that is, so if anybody could tell, again, comments below.
I've seen a movie called Ryan the Last Dragon.
The scene with the
and the scene where Katie
drives the BMW throughout San Francisco like Tokyo Drift car. Instead of Agent Jeff Gordon on that. Now, we're not offending Jeff Gordon. No offense. I mean, he's a legend NASCAR Hall of Famer, so we're just using the movie quote of this. So there's no offense on that, but she's actually Tokyo driven on that. So I'll give it. It was kick ass on that. I would definitely love that.
And then a little bit about a mantra of them having dinner with probably somewhat of a couple, and then they have a little karaoke.
Yeah, that's another thing about the Shang-Chi and Katie. They're not like noble or serious characters. They're basically typical. They're undisguised as typical people, so they're actual characters, and that's what I kind of love about the movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then like a couple moments where Shang-Chi has like this like note.
Yeah, that would be important for later.
And and before that in the prologue, they were making these like
origami. I think that's all I know. But if anybody wants to know, knows the name of the Chinese equivalent, please, you know the drill.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, he's good.
Every time we say that, please take a shot.
Okay.
You can make a drinking game out of this.
So anyway, Shang-Chi and Katie got a job and are on this bus, but then
And then there was one guy.
They
were attacked by a guy who has his right arm not, who had no fingers on his right arm, and he pulls out a machete out of this
out of his nub.
Yeah, let's just say that, like he said.
and chaos ensues when there's one guy that's recording all this, what's going on.
Yeah.
Live streaming, no less.
And causing the bus to go a little going faster where the driver is knocked out cold and Kate takes over. And it's almost like the movie Speed.
Yeah.
And I actually saw Speed and that movie was great, but anyway,
I never saw it.
Now, unfortunately, when he did it on the bus scene, he actually drilled into the bottom of the bus chassis and
it was cut in two. But
a tube that was actually supplied for the air brakes. Normally, in real life, that the brakes will go on automatically, but in this case, I don't know how the hell they do that. But we're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna move on to the other segment where they come down the hill and they said, "Make a hard right when I tell you when." Then he pulls on the rope and tells me to do it.
But anyway, we should probably keep going because we're on 23 minutes.
Holy crap!
So yeah, but John, we should keep going.
Yeah, we better.
So after that, they stopped the bus and Kate was like, "What the hell is going on?"
So basically, Sean tells her everything. Well, they go to another place to find her sister, who runs a underground tournament.
And a special cameo, Wong versus the Abomination.
And I love the way they explain he's out of prison. It is funny as hell.
And he actually's got the ears, but how did the ears get? Or maybe the gamma radiation mutation.
Yeah, it could be.
And so yeah. Anyway, Shang-Chi accidentally signed in to be part of the fight, and
gets his ass kicked by who else? His sister.
So
for no apparent reason.
And she basically does have a grudge towards him for leaving him for 3 years. For leaving her for 3 years when she was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Ten Rings show up again.
And shit gets wrecked, and then they get turned over to the Mandarin.
Yep. And yeah, let's talk about the Mandarin. And I gotta say, I just love how they humanized him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of love they built him up from Iron Man 3 and took all that build-up and put it right into the movie.
Yeah.
That is great sewing into continuity.
And speaking about Iron Man 3, which we'll get to later, well, I mean...
Yeah, and anyway, John, you're up.
So yeah, so the cap...
John's up.
Sorry.
Let's see, I'm trying to think. Okay, so when they came back to the island with the dad praise, and then there was a bunch of his soldiers was lining up to greet them, and then all of a sudden they
have a little some dinner.
Yeah, yes. I don't know any of the dishes, so.
I don't know any of the dishes, so.
All right, take a shot.
Okay, and while out that, the dad of that asks Katie, what's her name, and
Shang-Chi.
Well, her supposed real name, given that in Shang's family, their names are pretty sacred.
And then they'll put in prison where they don't like the idea of what.
Mostly because he basically says, "Hey, my wife is being held in this village. Help me free her. And if they don't cooperate, I will burn the village down." They basically said, "You're a monster." So
yeah, they are now like in a prison cell, and then believe it or not, they meet freaking Ben Kingsley from Iron Man 3.
I don't understand how he survived that. He's like, I'm not the whole thing. I'm not.
I mean, if any of you saw the short "Hail to the King," oh my God,
Hail to the King.
Yeah, he was taken by one of the members of the Ten Rings, and
yeah, mostly because the Mandarin is not too happy that he stole his name. That he basically stole his name.
So Ben Kingsley has been spared as a prisoner, and he has a cute little pet creature that doesn't have a face.
Still an adorable little puffball.
And yeah, I always wondered what kind of creature is that? Was that based from Chinese mythology?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on this
I
stuff, so again,
you know the drill.
Take a shot.
Okay, and
it's just basically almost like a football. I did like her saying he has no head on it, and then he's like, no, don't say that. He gets offended on it.
I'm afraid to find out where it is.
But then the sister makes an immediate exit, and they get the heck out of it, and they stole the machete guys.
I think his name's Razorfist.
Razorfist, I think it was.
They steal Razorfist's car. And one thing, I'm not sure if Razorfist is from the comic, so can anyone correct us?
Alright, take a shot.
Alright, the next scene in this part was we saw they got to a big bamboo forest, and you have to go through the maze. But unfortunately, they have to time it right.
Otherwise, since the forest is carnivorous, they'll eat the passengers alive.
Yeah, which happened early at the beginning of the movie, and the first one they didn't make it, but here our characters made it out, and they made it to the land.
And then
it's this lush, beautiful green isle where there's various creatures from Asian mythology, and also take another shot.
Yeah, I just really love the creature designs. I mean,
yeah,
they
I
look
would agree on that. I would.
Yeah, I really like the ones the foxes with the 9 tails.
So.
And those weird horse dragon thingies.
Yeah.
And then they made it to the village, and at first they aren't going to be welcome, but then the Shang-Chi's aunt shows up and welcomes them.
Yes, and then it's revealed that their mother isn't inside a cave, but rather a dark demon disguised as their mother. Their mother is basically calling to them just so they can be released and wreak havoc amongst the world because, they're the beings of darkness.
And then we get a flashback of how his mother died.
Well, there's that, but also there is one piece of mythos that the demons did come out until this dragon basically helped them turn the tide and sealed them away in this dark cave volcano thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And so they still have a little training montage to get ready for the big battle against the Mandarin. And
then Kate was getting ready to do the archery on it. And we'll explain more details in that.
But they don't really trust her since she most likely has only somewhat better aim of a stormtrooper, but that's not saying much.
All she did was just stay inside and do absolutely nothing with it. I find that cool, but
until the final battle, which we'll get to.
And Kate said, "I don't want to stay. I want to join and fight."
And I love her character for that.
I like Ethel's shit on that. Okay.
And then the Mandarin finally shows up with his army, and oh boy,
the final battle ensues between Shang-Chi and the Mandarin, but the Mandarin basically kicks his ass, throws him into the water, and goes into the door, basically separating the village and the beings of darkness until he lets them out, and all hell breaks loose.
And then
and the creatures attack one of the 10 ring armies, and Razorfist is like, "Okay, we'll join you."
Yeah,
we'll let them go. Let them go. And then later in the part of that, when Shang-Chi, did I pronounce that right?
Shang-Chi. But
Shang-Chi.
Hey, you're working on it.
Shang-Chi was down in the water, and there was that one moment his mom said, about what his inside, got a feeling of a dragon. While at that, the dragon actually responds to him on it and takes him out of the water and follow his dad and get ready to prepare a big can of whoop ass on it.
Yeah, and I really love the
and it gets better. There is a...
Wait, hold on.
Come on.
Let us have this moment.
Alright.
So there's this big ass fight between the people of the Ten Rings, the demon, the dragon, and the demons, and there's this fight between Shang-Chi and the man. It's like boo 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 boo, boo, and it's just this massive explosion. Five of the Ten Rings goes to Shang-Chi, and the queen and the mother or father, whatever the hell it is, comes out of the cave, and there's this big monster fight. But then Shang-Chi gets all the rings, and then...
time out.
Alright.
I think you're rushing yourself, because I was going to talk about the Serpent Dragon. And I gotta say, I really do love its design. I mean, and I just want to say that's what Shenron should have looked like in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. Anywho. So then the Mandarin dies as he gives the rings to Shang-Chi, and then there's this big fight. And then there's more of this big fight as
a monsoon with all the water spinning on like a tornado.
But then he sucks all these other souls and just causes a massive nuclear pulse, and then he overpowers the dragon. It's about to suck his soul until Katie fires an arrow right to his throat. And as the dragon wraps him up in this ice prison thingy, Shang-Chi just comes down, shoots the rings, and does the spinny thing. And it explodes with all the blood coming out like.
So I guess the big blood-sucking,
soul-sucking,
it's pretty much dead. And you pretty much rushed yourself, Brock, because we didn't go into details about the big giant demon thingy.
Oh, I thought it was Fin Fang Foom, but it really wasn't. So if anybody could please correct me, take a shot too.
So I did love that. I mean, it looked really menacing, like a good dragon versus an evil dragon.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing they did with Mega Godzilla versus Godzilla.
And Kong. That stuff just made me go, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. And I just love how that monster was...
Spitting out blood and guts out. I will say that.
You know, and I honestly kind of felt bad that the Mandarin died.
Yeah. Hey, he died sacrificing his life for his kids, so that's admirable.
I mean, at least he wasn't like Thanos.
Oh, I know.
And then they have a little like funeral of the
for the family's loved ones.
It's part of it. It was like a tuition for the Asian culture, so they just
nobody knows which one it is.
And then they just put in the water and then just sent on the way. And the dragon just did like a figure 8 all the way around.
Yeah, and if anybody knows what
I'm happy.
Take a shot.
I was worried that dragon was gonna get killed by that evil dragon, but thankfully it survived.
No, it survived. I guess it was eating them like one after the other.
But at least the evil one's dead and the good one survived.
Oh yeah, I know. Even like those like the big lions. I did like that one scene they put the lamps up.
Yeah, those lions were really cool looking.
yeah. They're like the Wizard of Oz, like 2.0.
Not that I know of, but anyway.
So then Shang-Chi and Kate basically tell their story to a couple, and guess who comes in?
Wong.
Yep, and tells them, do you have the 10 rings? Yes. Oh yeah, I do. It's like, get the fuck over here. Yeah. And it just ends there, but there are 2 secret endings.
Yeah.
I will start with you.
Yeah, you keep stealing things that I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, this time you take the floor.
And also, I was thinking, was it the same couple that we saw early in the movie, or a different?
Probably the same couple.
Probably the same couple.
Anyway, the mid-credit scene where Wong goes into details about the 10 rings to Shang-Chi and Katie, and then Dr. Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel have a little cameo.
Oh yeah.
And then you got...
but Dr. Banner is not in his Hulk form. I'm like, why are you back to your normal self? Last time we saw you in Endgame.
Yeah, we noticed that he had a cast on his right arm.
Well, we can't for anyone who hasn't seen Endgame, we won't tell why he has a
So figure it out, basically.
Exactly.
Also, there is a homing beacon into the rings. Where they are, we do not know.
And yeah, that's about it. And then cuts the credits again. And
John, would you care to?
So at the end, when you get to the credits, and the sister was getting ready to do, and then there was all these soldiers are preparing themselves again. We don't know what that she's doing. The question was, did he backstab him after he helped them, or preparing another business? We don't know. So there will be another. Hopefully, in a nearby future, some far distance, there might be a second sequel. I don't know. It's unofficial. I ain't no Paul Marvels. So we all have to wait and see until the trailer
It's actually
comes.
pronounced Marvel.
Marvel. We'll wait and see until Marvel releases a trailer.
And then cuts of saying the 10 rings will return. And I'm like, but wait, what about Shang-Chi?
And I'm like, oh, we are so screwed. And I don't mean that in a misogynistic way. I mean like, oh crap, they're back.
But do you think 10 rings are still the bad guys?
I
mean, without the Mandarin.
Yeah, I have a feeling I don't trust them.
And now the sister's probably going to be the new 10 rings leader.
Yeah,
I mean, with that,
I guarantee. I might guarantee you on that because if she was getting ready to do her soldier training again, it's going to be another chaos on it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about the movie.
That's about the movie. So
how many minutes passed?
Oh,
jeez.
Only 8 minutes.
Jeez.
Woo, that was a
good.
That was a record time.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Alrighty. Ratings. We're gonna talk about what do we think. I would go with you because me and Buck is like stealing the show. So go ahead, take a shot on it.
So yeah, I actually, first of all, I really actually do recommend this movie for any like newcomers, and I would give it like probably an A, and yeah. So my favorite. So, and I really love Shang-Chi as our title protagonist and of him doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. And I can understand why the Mandarin's doing all of this, even though he's the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're next.
I would give it an A minus. I mean, I can only say this because I don't know much about the culture, so I can't really give a full opinion on it. But I do love the titular character, that he isn't like angsty or brooding despite his trauma. That he's just a normal everyday guy. And what I love about the movie is that they didn't create a romance between him and Kate. That's a good way to keep from the typical cliche.
Which kind of surprised me. I thought they were gonna kiss, but they didn't.
Oh no, I think Blade did the same. The first Blade did the same thing, where it looks like they're building up to a romance, but
right.
I'll train you in my ways. That is pretty cool.
Okay.
And last but not least, John.
Your turn.
Yeah, I would have to give them the same thing at an A minus. It's like you gotta choose. They choose like which promise you want to do. Basically, you want to listen to the dad. You want to listen to the aunt. He's been juggling all of it down in every scene, and then decided to do it on his aunt. And despite the fact with all the like a lot of beating up, that's what I like about it, and the sister helping. I actually kind of like it, even though I feel strange that he's got his ass whooped by his sister on it, which I was kind of shocked on that.
Well,
so how you can be in a cage when your sister gets whooped? You got whooped by the sister. I mean, it doesn't make any sense on that, but I understand.
Well, honestly, I think he kind of deserved it because he had bad.
I would do say that's true on it.
I mean, it didn't bother us that much, right?
Yeah.
Although I do want to see more romantic and Kate and Sean. Well, you know what I mean. But yeah. So A minus. I do recommend you to see it, and anybody wants to. And that's pretty good on my I'm saying. So we'll wait and see until the other movie comes out.
Well, we don't know that for sure
and like I said, it's unofficial. We have to wait and see.
Because this film was acting as a film on its own, and what do you mean of it being somewhat self-contained?
Well, it's self-contained, but but at the same time, no. I mean, it does acknowledge at the end that it takes place in the MCU, but I think at this point, everybody already knows it.
Alrighty.
And newcomers will probably like, wait, who the heck are those two?
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
No, I mean no.
Oh, none taken.
None taken.
So, and also we would give a shout out to our friend Camille Domat, who saw the movie with us.
Yes.
So if you're watching this, Camille,
kudos.
we're glad you enjoyed it as well.
And thank you for joining us as always.
And also let's now probably, I don't think we have anything else to say, but we are gonna get to the trailers now. So our first trailer was probably Dear Evan
Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen.
It was based on a play, but I don't really have an opinion on it. So on the next one, John?
I gotta say the Daniel Clay new episode, Don't Die, Agent 007. I'm gonna say that.
Bond?
Yes, James Bond, yes. Everyone who's a big James Bond fan, they're gonna have to see it because it's Daniel Craig. It's nothing about it.
And one thing, I never saw any of the James Bond films.
Well, get up to it because.
I'll try.
There's several.
Alright.
Miami Goldeneye.
They don't want.
As for you.
And we had trailers for 2 more Marvel films that me and Brock will be seeing, and hopefully if you will stick around, which are Spider-Man No Way Home and Venom Let There Be Carnage.
That's supposed to be good on that. So, how many more minutes we got?
Actually, I think we're all out of things to say. Only 3 minutes, so I think we're probably going to end this on an intermission.
Alright, so, but before we begin,
you mean before
as you're watching this, it could be the 9/11 today or the day after, and it's been 20 years.
Yeah, but
we've been little and we noted. We want to dedicate this to all the victims of 9/11, all the first responders.
I don't think we should.
It doesn't really matter. We know. Here's this: if this wasn't that, we wouldn't have been seeing the movies by now. You gotta agree with me. If this doesn't happen before 9/11, we won't be seeing the movie until we review by now. So, folks, if you're watching this 9/11, pay the respect. Live in America. We enjoy this free country. And no matter what, watch a movie, watch a ball game. Go to a local dirt track.
And play video games.
And play video games, exactly.
And read comics.
And hang with your friends. So.
I think that was a good speech, but.
Alright.
Yeah, I will say that for sure. So, we're going to wrap this up now. So
this is Dean.
Big John Will Production.
And Brock McGinnis of Light Post Films, signing off, and have a good rest of your day.
Sayonara.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.